If you're charged in federal court and you want to know, is it easier to resolve your case federally with a federal prosecutor than it is with a state court prosecutor? The answer is not necessarily, probably more difficult, especially if you are facing mandatory minimums. When you're facing a mandatory minimum, you've got to cooperate with the government. If you don't cooperate with the government and you plead guilty, that mandatory minimum is going to apply. So on a crime that you might have faced 3 years on in state court, you could be facing 10 years in federal court. And it's really hard to negotiate with an opponent who holds all the cards. And usually when the feds get involved, they only get involved with cases that they are almost feel like a sure thing in order to obtain that conviction. So you have to have the government agree to work with you and cooperate. And they're only going to agree to entertain the idea of cooperation if you've got something to offer. If you don't have anything to offer from a perspective of cooperation, you don't have much to do or work with the government. And so that's really important to understand. On the state side, those relationships with the state prosecutors gain you, it's the coin of the realm. If you've got good relationships, while it doesn't guarantee you a specific outcome, it gives us a chance to negotiate something less than a mandatory minimum. Usually the prosecutor doesn't have to go to their boss to reduce this from a trafficking charge to a possession charge. But if the government's going to entertain a reduction of charges on the federal side, that's got to go right up the chain of command, and somebody higher up than that assistant USA prosecutor is going to have to make that decision. And generally they won't do it without cooperation in place. And if you're not willing to cooperate, then your choices are trial or a plea and try and reduce this to as close to the mandatory minimum as possible.